What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming out with that instant basketball analysis, playoff edition, coming to y'all with my opinion and my analysis on how the heck did the Denver Nuggets find a way to stay in the game and pull off one of the craziest upsets in NBA history. The Oklahoma City Thunder was turning them over. They was getting to the free throw line. They was getting out in transition. Shea was dancing and having fun out there and just busting their butt. And then out of nowhere, they hit another shot and another shot, get another stop and another shot. Then they pulled together a couple more good possessions. And next thing you know, the Denver Nuggets had seen Chet Holmgren get fouled. He missed both free throws. They running in transition. Russell Westbrook gives it up to Aaron Gordon. He sets his feet, knocks down the three, and that was the dagger from a team that was trailing basically the whole fourth quarter, and they figure out how to lose this game. It blew my mind watching this game. I'm still looking at it like, man, the Thunder lost their first game in the playoffs that way. And they did a lot of things right on both ends of the court and still struggled to close them out. And then they ultimately lost. But we can talk about it and have some fun with it. The Denver Nuggets was able to win this game 121 to 119. The Oklahoma City Thunder won the first quarter 27 to 26. They won the second quarter 33 to 24. They lost the third quarter 35 to 30. And they also ended up having the fourth quarter go to them to 36 to 29. And man, did the Thunder really mess this one up. Like it blew my mind watching this game and seeing how it ended up playing out. But I would say it is reality. This actually just happened. The Denver Nuggets was able to stay in the game, peck at that lead, and ultimately be able to make that last late game push to be able to win it. But Nikola Jokic led them. He kept them in it. They couldn't really stop him. They couldn't really guard him, and he was able to pick it up offensively. And I think that was something that was good to see. Obviously, if you're a Denver fan, you don't have a problem with nothing that happened because you're just happy that the team was able to win. And that actually is all that matters most of the time when we have these type of videos. But they really played hard and they really wanted this game. And it was really fun to see them achieve that goal by getting the win. But Michael Porter Jr., I'll go with him first. He ended up playing 24 minutes. He didn't shoot that well from the field, although he did have good shots. He missed some wide open threes in this game, but he still didn't get to the free throw line or, get the best shots. But he blew some shots too that he should have been able to make. But he finished with 4 rebounds, a steal, a block. He did get a turnover and a personal foul. He didn't go over. He ended up getting 2 points. Aaron Gordon, the hero tonight, hitting a shot that really was able to help them win this game because obviously the Oklahoma City Thunder didn't have any timeout, so they had to throw a Hail Mary. Didn't work their way, so they ended up taking a gamble. It paid off, and it ended up working out. He ended up having a game where he shot 46% from the field. He shot 50% from three. He did grab 14 rebounds, and he actually had 22 points. So that was a double-double for him. He also had an assist and a turnover and 2 personal fouls. And he shot 5 free throws and made all of them, which was 100%. Nikola Jokic, like I said, he dominated the game. He picked it up, put the team on his back as he should because this is his franchise. And he shot 51%. He was able to figure some things out along with his teammates as the game continued to go on. And that was really good to see. He was only 2 of 6 from 3, 33%. You'll take that because he made the 3 that matter and didn't really go back to it that much. He also shot 76% from the free throw line, 10 to 13. That's all you can really do sometimes is either you making them or you don't, but he took a lot of them and he kept them in foul trouble. So he did his job at that point, staying aggressive, and that's all you can really do. But he had a monster game, 42 points, 22 boards. that's the type of game that you need him to have, and he was able to do that. So you're going to be happy with that result, especially because he kept them in it and helped get them an opportunity to win it, and they was able to get that done. 6 assists, that's low for him, but he was more in attack mode, putting the ball in the basket. That's what they needed him to do. So the assist wasn't there. 1 steal, 2 blocks, 7 turnovers. And he actually had a good 10 and plus minus. Aaron Gordon had a 16, and Michael Porter was a minus 15. Christian Braun helped, like he normally does, but he just couldn't make the threes tonight. But he still finished 4 of 8, 50%, which is good. 25% from three because he went 1 of 4. He also made all his free throws because he only took 2, but he did also have a double-double with 11 points and 13 rebounds. That was good to see. He couldn't really help them offensively as much as he probably wanted to, but help him with the boards and scoring a little bit was much needed for them to be able to win this one. He also had 3 assists and 1 steal. He did have a 1 turnover and 4 personal fouls, but that was still a good game from him. And Jamal Murray played 44 minutes, which was actually the most on the team tonight. But he only shot 37%. Took a lot of shots, 16, which was the second most on the team tonight, but he only made 6 of them. And he was 2 of 7 from 3, shooting 28%. That just can't happen in this game if they want to win it. But the free throw attempt, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 87% from the free throw line, which is good to see. He had to score his point somewhere, and he was able to do it from the free throw line. 6 rebounds, 6 assists. One of them was offensive for the rebound. He also had 1 steal and 4 turnovers, 3 personal fouls. He finished with 21 points. You like what he did besides not be efficient. If he can take better shots or just get his shot to fall a little bit more, you'll be happy in the next game. He's going to have a big one in this series. It's just good that they still got the win, although he didn't play that well, and neither did Michael Porter. Russell Westbrook did a great job off the bench. They needed him so much that they played him 30 minutes, and he made the right decision in transition for them to win the game. He was 7 of 13 from the field, 53%, but he only was 1 of 5 from 3. They kept leaving him open. We'll give you that shot. You can take it. He didn't knock him down enough tonight, but he showed that he didn't care. He was going to keep trying to make that shot because he believes in themselves. And you have to keep the defense honest too, even if they play off of you, because they trying to take the ball out of Jamal and Jokic's hands to the best of their ability. 3 of 5 from the free throw line. That's 60%. He also did have 2 rebounds, 1 being offensive with 2 assists, 3 turnovers, 5 personal foul, and 18 points. Anytime you can get in double figures and still impact the game in different ways, you had a great game off the bench, especially when you're efficient, besides from the free throw line and the 3-point line, but it's okay. You can't really do everything. Peyton Watson, 14 minutes, 1 of 5 from the field, 101 from 3, but he also was able to get an offensive rebound and 2 steals and 2 blocks. 3 points is all he was able to give you, but you didn't really put the ball in his hands enough for him to make a big impact offensively, and you didn't really need him to do that anyway. But he did use his length, size, and athleticism to compete defensively. You would take that because you needed to get something from the bench besides Westbrook, and you was able to get something from him and Julian Strawther, who played 5 minutes. He made his shot, and that was the only shot that he took, so it's 100% for him. No free throws, no threes. He did get a rebound. It was offensive with a turnover and a personal foul. 2 points for him. You're just glad that he was able to give some guys some rest and some breathers and have a different look out there. And I think that ended up working out to their advantage. So it makes a lot of sense. But the Thunder, they did a lot of things right, and it looks like they was going to win this game. And most people are still in shock that they didn't pull it out. But that's why you have to watch the entire game, because you never know what's going to happen and who's going to make a run and who's going to win the game until it's finally over. And this game is the truest sense of that. But Jalen Williams, he only shot 25%. We knew that he was going to have big games, and he was going to have to play at at an all-star level like he did in a regular season if this team was going to beat the better teams. He didn't do that tonight, and that allowed them to stay in the game and get back in the game because Shea was doing a lot of damage. Same with Hardenstein, but they needed somebody else to really help them. It ended up being their bench, Cason Wallace and Alex Caruso, but that wasn't enough because Jokic had a big night and other guys was able to score 2 around him. But Jalen Williams got to pick it up. 37 minutes for him, 5 of 20 from the field, 25% from the field. As a percentage, you can't let that happen because he also was 2 of 9 from three. He finished with 22%. He also was 66% from the free throw line, 4 of 6. He did get 7 rebounds. 2 of them was offensive with 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, a turnover, and a personal foul. He ended up getting 16 points. I like what he was doing when it comes to defensively things, just getting the guys to be uncomfortable and getting guys, off balance and just being ready to steal the ball or contest a shot or even block it. That's what you have to do, but you still have to put the ball in the basket. You one of the better team mates on this roster, and you one of the better scorers and ball handlers and decision makers. So since you have that role, you have to live up to it. He didn't do that tonight, and he was a part of the reason why they lost. Chet Holmgren was a big part of it because he went 2 of 4 from the free throw line, and they was able to score off of it, which helped them lose this game. But he was 5 of 11 from the field, played 27 minutes because of foul trouble, 45% from the field for him. He also was 50% from the free throw line, and he was 0 of 3 from the three-point line, but he did have 6 rebounds, which he needs more in the next game if they're going to win it. One of them was offensive. He did have 2 assists, a steal, 4 blocks. He was trying out there, but he did have 5 personal fouls and 2 turnovers. He's still figuring things out, still learning his body, still learning how to use it, still learning how to contest without fouling, and still learning how to just score the basketball against different type of players and sizes and speeds. Like I said, he didn't really do much last year because of the injury, so he's still growing as a player, and he's going to have to learn on the fly, unfortunately, but it's part of the game. Isaiah Hartenstein, 6 of 12 from the field, 50% from the field for him. And he didn't really do anything from 3 or free throw because he didn't take them, but he was always taking that floater because they was giving it to him, and he ended up getting 12 points. You would have thought he had more about how the game was going, but he didn't. 9 rebounds, 4 of them was offensive, which was good to see. 1 assist, 1 block, 2 turnovers. He got in foul trouble too with 5 of them, and that was his night. 12 points, just like Chet Holmgren. You like what your bigs did, but they didn't control the game enough defensively when it comes to Isaiah Hartenstein specifically, because Jokic got what he wanted and he got him in trouble throughout this game. Even though they did try their best, there was no match for Jokic. It's crazy. Luguentz Dort, 4 of 9 from the field. He was 4-4, 44% from the field, 44% from 3. They kept giving them space and a cushion to shoot the 3. That's what he likes, and he was able to make them, regret it, especially in the mid game. 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 100%. 2 rebounds, 1 that was offensive, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover, 4 personal fouls. He had 14 points, and he was a minus 21 and plus minus. A good game from him, as long as he's getting in double figures and doing what he can to stay in front of guys and compete defensively while still being a threat beyond the arc and knocking them down at a good clip. You're going to be happy with his performance, and he did that tonight. And Shai Gilgeous, he was able to get his 30, and he also had 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, a block, a turnover. He had 4 personal fouls also. But he did shoot 46%, so they had some success making things difficult and making things tough for him. But he lived with those decisions. He was 12 of 26 from the field. He also was 2 of 6 from 3. That's 33%. That's a little below average, but that's something that he's been able to do throughout his career, hover around average to below average. So, he didn't really do anything different there, and he took the same threes that he normally does. He just didn't drop them at a more efficient rate, which is just making 1 more 3 than he did tonight, but it didn't happen. And he was 7 of 9 from the free throw line. That's 77%. That's something he can't do in the next game because the best teams hurt you as much as they can to be able to beat you. So you don't want to give them that opportunity. Isaiah Joe played 12 minutes. He was 0-4 from the field. So he shot 0% in 0-4 because he shook all threes. 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 personal foul. I liked his shot selection, but he just was way off on some of them. Didn't really have it going tonight. Like I said, he's going to have to be a great defender and a great playmaker, and he's going to have to score if they want to beat the top of the top in the West. Alex Caruso did what he was supposed to do, 26 minutes, got a bunch of steals, which was actually 5. He was 7 of 12 from the field, 58%. He was knocking down his threes when he was wide open, 5 and 9 there, 55%. He also shot 50% from the free throw line. That was probably the worst part of his day. Besides the foul trouble, he had 4 personals, but he still finished with 20 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists, and he did have 2 blocks and 2 turnovers. That was probably the bad, but it wasn't terrible. Like, you gotta love what you got out of Caruso tonight. And he finished as a plus 13. Like, Shea was a minus 16, Dort was a minus 21, Hartenstein was plus 2, Chet Fetch Holmgren was minus 14, and Jalen Williams was minus 6. The other guy that was a positive was the other Jalen Williams. Well, I would say the other guy was Casey Wallace. He ended up being a plus 15, but he was 1 of 4 from the field and 0 of 1 from 3. He also was 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 100%. He had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal, and 2 personal fouls. He also had, a game where you thought that you can get more, he'll do more, just didn't materialize into what you wanted it to be, or you thought that it probably would be. So he's going to have to probably have a better impact in the next game if he plays the same amount of minutes or close to it, because they got to have somebody that they can rely on off the bench besides Caruso. And he was really the only guy that really delivered, because Jalen Williams, although he did hit a 3, that was his only shot besides the free throw, where he also went 1 of 2, 50%. You can't really do that because everybody seemed like they was bad from the free throw line today besides Dort. But it's true. But he had 1 rebound. He also had 1 personal foul. He ended up finishing with 4 points, and he was a -2. And then Aaron Wiggins, he also made a 3. He was 1 of 1 from there because it was only 1 shot that he took. But he also made both of his free throws, so he also shot 100%, but he didn't really take that many. He had 4 rebounds, 1 of those offensive with 5 points, and that was the end of his night. When you look at the things that the Thunder did, they did a lot of things that you loved, but they only shot 42% as a team. From 3, they only shot 34%. You have to live with that. The free throw, 71%, that has to improve. They also had 30 defensive rebounds. They had 53 total. You have to like that. 13 of them was offensive. They had 27 assists, and they also had 12 steals. That was great. 11 blocks. That's what kept them ahead and kept them in the lead for majority of the game. 9 turnovers, 27 personal fouls, and the score 119 is a successful day. But when you look at the Denver Nuggets, they ended up doing 44% and also 31% from 3. So they was about even there. I mean, they only won by 2. 81% from the free throw line really helped. And the fact that they attempted 33 also did too. They did also have 72 rebounds. Like, you don't really think that that's reality, but it was tonight because Jokic and Braun and those guys, and also Gordon, was just double machines. And that really helped them stay in the game and give them an opportunity to win it, which they did. 18 assists. They was doing a lot of isolation, a lot of quick shots. So sometimes you're not going to get assists for that. They only had 6 steals, 5 blocks, and 18 turnovers, 21 personal fouls, and they was able to edge them out. So it was a good game. It was a fun game, and it was entertaining. But the Thunder, they blew this one. They gave this game away. They're going to feel like they failed themselves, and they should. The coach, he made some questionable decisions. Just like most coaches, you can say the same thing about the Denver Nuggets coach. But, it was a well-played game, a well-thought-out game, an entertaining game, even when it seemed like the Thunder was going to blow them out and outplay them for the rest of the game. Denver just kept making shots. They just kept hanging their hat on just, keep it close, and we can make a bigger run to try to close it out and steal it. That ended up happening. It's hard to have that mentality, but when you have a player like Jokic and good players around him, you're always in the game, and you always have an opportunity, and you always have a chance to win. That's why a lot of people thought this series would go long, because they don't really have an answer for them, especially when your big men are getting in foul trouble on top of that, while still trying to make things difficult and physical for them. Didn't really go the way that they wanted it to go, but you could have did more, and you could have did more security things. I think they was playing not to lose, and sometimes that can be frustrating. Even though it can win games, it also can be a reason why you lose it, because you just don't do what you normally should be doing or what you need to be doing to be able to win the game. So when I look at the Thunder, this is a bad one. This is one of those games where you felt like we can just take this game. We know a lot of things we already know we could have done. That's why it was successful. But if we really wanted to win this game, we beat ourselves. And the Denver Nuggets did what they supposed to do by staying in the game and being able to put themselves in that position to just end it with a win because they was playing hard and they feel that they can still win it by believing in themselves and making shots and making plays on both ends of the court to get it done. And the Thunder gave them chances to do it, and it ended up happening the way that it needed to for the Denver Nuggets to get it done. But I also laugh at it because they took some long shots which turned into transition, and it allowed them to get back in the game that way too. We know Denver is the best transition team, although they don't look like it. They ended up winning this game because of a transition three. So it can be that easy and that funny. They've been doing this all year and end up working out even against the Thunder like it did in the regular season. Now we're going to see what the Thunder do in game two, and if Denver can steal another one or go back home 1-1 with two games back to back at your home court. So it should be fun. It should be interesting. That's why we're going to be ready to watch it. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis. And if you're new to the channel, do conversation video just like this and various NBA only topics. Also do breakdowns for real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. Also do mock draft and draft coverage. So if you love that type of stuff, this is a channel for you. Plus, I got over 3,000 videos already on my channel that you can watch and enjoy. Plus, I also got the ability to make videos each and every day. So you love that type of stuff, NBA only content, then this is the channel for you. I guarantee it. Other than that, y'all stay blessed. Check out my social media if you want to see some other things like do besides NBA only content. My email is also my channel to message me for whatever the reason is. Not only that, I would say hope you guys had a good day. Hope you guys continue to grind it out and set new goals and have something to focus on to stay happy and stay positive as much as you can throughout the day, because ugly things can happen, but don't let it ruin your whole day or the next day. And I will also tell y'all, thanks for watching. Thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is. And I also will say, whew, let's continue to try to make 2025 a better year than 2015. I think that is a good challenge and a good goal for this channel. We're doing so good the first 4 months. Why not try to do it the fifth month? And if we can do it for the fifth month, why not try to do it for the whole entire year and see if it can be done? So that's a challenge. That's something fun to look forward to, something that we enjoy. I love making these videos. You guys enjoy watching it. That's a 50-50 why this channel is still around 10 plus years later and going strong. So let's continue that for the rest of the year if we can. And if we live to see it, let's continue to try to do it. I need you guys' help. You guys need my entertainment that I give y'all, and the analysis style is so different, so unique from everybody else. That makes me one of the channels that you guys love and enjoy. And let's continue that as much as we can. And that's my job, and we'll continue to do it. But I need you guys to continue to do your job as fans too. Thanks for the support throughout the years, even still to this day. Love y'all. I'm gone. Peace out. Stay good. Get your rest. And also, thanks for watching. Peace.